So, are we really going to put bug excretions on our chairs?
Oh, it's not excreted, it's secreted.
Oh, so we're going to put bug spit on our chair.
Well, I prefer to call it bug juice.
Okay.
We decided that we would put a layer of shellac on our chairs after our first application of stain because that's going to help protect the stain as we glue the chair together, and it'll keep the glue from being able to adhere as well to the chair. We'll be able to clean it up a little bit better. Also, if there are any issues, marring that occurs, shellac is very forgiving, and it's going to be quite easy to go back and repair those marred areas, make sure that the stain matches correctly. So if shellac is such a great product to use, why don't I use it for the whole finishing product? Well, it goes on nicely and it is forgiving, but as far as hardness and durability for something like a chair, where you're going to have food, possibly grimy fingers that go onto the chair backs and sides, I prefer to go with something that's going to be a little bit harder and durable, like a poly. So I'll be using a wipe-on poly for that. We purchased our shellac from a place called Shellac Shack. Found it online and found it to be a pretty reasonable source for shellac flakes. The reason we went with shellac flakes instead of buying it from a can in the store is that it has a rather short shelf life, and by mixing it fresh every time, we know that we have a really good fresh shellac that we're applying to our furniture. And we bought several different varieties. We got some de-waxed super blonde, de-waxed orange, and also a de-waxed garnet. And you can see that the colors of the flakes vary in the depth of color, and they'll add a little bit of color and tone to your furniture as you apply it. For our chair project, I've mixed up the number 105 de-waxed orange in a 1.5 pound cut. I wanted a cut that was fairly thin so that it would go on easy and would be easy to repair it. The shellac is mixed simply with denatured alcohol. A 1 pound cut is 1 cup of alcohol to 1 ounce of the shellac flakes. Shellac Shack recommends that you take your shellac flakes, take some out of the bag here, and you can see that they're quite large pieces of shellac flakes. It's a natural product. And they say grind it up in a coffee grinder to a fine powder so that it dissolves easier in the alcohol. Rather than throwing it into our coffee grinder, I simply put the weighed out shellac into a plastic baggie and zipped it shut and took my rolling pin, rolled it out on top of the plastic so that I'm not getting shellac on my rolling pin. Once I have my shellac flakes in a baggie, rolled out, ground up fairly fine, then I can add those to my alcohol solution. So what I like to do is just take a mason jar that happens to have the ounce markings on the side, makes it very easy to fill up to either 1 or 2 cups, however much alcohol I wanted to add, and just pour that directly into the jar and set it on my simple kitchen scale. Turning the scale on, I can zero it to 0 tare weight so that when I add my shellac flakes, I'll know that I have the number of ounces correctly added to my jar of alcohol. Some of the pieces for the chair, like the back splat and the back legs, I don't have any place to just rest them on some support pieces as they dry, which means that I can't coat the entire piece and just set it down. That's another reason why I like the shellac. It allows me to do the front and sides, wrap it around slightly to the back, let that part dry, and then when I go back to coat it again on the back side, I can blend that into the front side quite easily because the alcohol is going to dissolve again that edge with the original shellac and let it blend in quite easily. You want to make sure that your shellac is stirred up quite well every time you go to use it. And I like putting it on with a rag application because the rag keeps things without any brush marks and allows it to go on quickly, smoothly, and easily. And I'm not going to be doing the back on these. I'm going to just do the front side. It's going to overlap a little bit to the back edge so that when I turn it over and do the back side, I can blend those in quite well. Here are all the chair parts with a coating of shellac. One of the advantages of shellac is that it won't interfere with any touch-up staining we might have to do.